everyone, welcome to 20 Sports Show here on TV Sapiencia. 20 Sports Show is that program we've created for young ones. We enable them. Like, what do I mean by enabling them? We help them to bolden up. Yeah. We help them to raise their self-esteem by giving them responsibilities. And we discuss issues that affect teenagers. And with me on set today are students from Our Lady of Assumption Schools, located here in Housing Estate 303. And we'll be talking cultism today on the program. But before that, they will introduce themselves by themselves. So we're going to start with you. You tell us your name, you tell us your class. Remember, I said you will have to project. All right, so let's start with you. What's your name and your class?
My name is Nnadi Shidube, SS1.
Is that how you talk? Project. Go on.
My name is Nnadi Shidube, SS1.
Okay.
My name is Christian Precious, SS1.
I like the way you call it Christian. Yeah?
My name is Chibuza Prince, SS1.
Okay.
My name is Adi Bemuna Chimson, SS2.
Okay.
My name is Chukwueze Chioma, SS2.
I actually love your voice. It has a different uniqueness to it. You're welcome. Go ahead.
My name is Isaac Mesama, SS2.
My name is Najafo Franklin, SS1.
My name is Anna Enogeshi Florence, SS1.
Okay.
My name is Ogwe Fichirema, SS2.
Okay.
My name is Onoja Ikechukwu, SS2.
All right. Welcome to the live studios of TV Sapiencia, and we will be looking at cultism. But before we start, do you have cultism in your school?
No.
You don't sound convincing. Do you have cultism in your school?
No.
Okay, now you're qualified to talk about it because you don't have it in your school. All right, so we're going to look at the definition of cultism. All right, but I don't want us to speak a lot of grammar because I need us to understand why secondary schools involve themselves in cultism. I mean, before now, we used to hear, in my own time, we used to hear cultism in the universities, right?
Yes.
But more recently, we have cultism in secondary schools. Okay? But first of all, what is cultism? Let's start with you.
Okay, I'm going to my understanding. Cultism is defined as the art, like bring a group of members doing a secret thing at a secret place.
A group of people doing something secret in a secret place
To achieve a goal.
to achieve a goal.
Yes,
Okay?
A negative goal.
A negative goal. All right, does anyone has another something to add? Okay, go on.
Cultism can be defined as a secret practices performed by a group of men cult groups in order to carry out their activities, which are violent and extreme in nature.
Violence and extremists in nature, right? Okay. Does any other person have something else to add? Okay, go ahead. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Cultism is a group of people who comes together in a secret place for a secret meeting in order to achieve a common goal.
Okay.
And practitioner which is not discussed to non-members.
Okay. A group of people, they do things secretly
Yes.
to achieve a common goal, and that thing they do secretly is not revealed to someone else.
Yes.
For you to know what they are doing, you have to be a member.
Yes.
For you to know what they are doing. Okay? You wanted to say something?
See, according to Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English, it describes it as a religious group that differs both significantly and physically from the usual significant group based on religious groups.
Okay. Quite interesting. All right. So, like, have you seen anybody, like, in your, because you've told us that you don't have cultism in your school, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But has there been somebody, like a teenager like you, on your street, you heard that this person is a cultist? Have you seen such a person?
No.
Okay, you've not seen.
No, ma'am.
No, ma.
Huh?
No.
Did you say yes?
Like no ma.
Okay, all right. Before we go further, what's the origin? Anybody that can tell us the origin of cultism? Okay.
The advent of cultism in the Nigerian tertiary institution started in the early 50s at the University of Ibadan with the formation of the Pirates Confraternity. The first cult group was formed by Wo Soyinka and 6 of his friends. The founders of the Pirates Confraternity were called the Magnificent Seven because, you know, they were symbolic and outstanding in academics. Yes. So the first cult group, they were formed not to main havoc on humans, but to promote education, to promote academic excellence, fight colonial influence, fight students' violence. Then after 20 years, after the pirates confraternity reigned for about 20 years before the emergence of other cult groups.
Okay. From what you just told us right now, is that it was formed for a specific reason. All right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
probably as at that time it was formed, it wasn't secret.
No, it wasn't secret.
It wasn't secret, right?
No.
It was later on that they now made it secret.
Yes.
And you just told us that it was formed to eschew violence within students, right?
Yes.
And to fight colonial masters, right?
Yes.
Okay? And to ensure that students' welfare are taken care of, right?
Yes.
Good, good, good. All right. Is there any other person that wants to add something to the origin of cultism? Okay, go on.
Cultism started in the year 1952, and when this cultism started, they founded this for a specific purpose, such as donation of blood to hospitals, visitation of people in prison. But as at the year 1970, everything due to leadership problems, due to leadership problems, they went into war. So they turned the cultism upside down. Instead of doing what they were supposed to do, they turned it upside down and started going into war.
Okay. Let's just say that was the time the devil took over, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Because, no, to be honest with you, you just said something, and while you were talking, it struck a chord, because I remember there was this group, Sea Dogs, okay?
Yeah.
There was a time they came, I was the one that ran their adverts. You know, they were running adverts, they said they do corporate social responsibility, they donate blood. Even during the recent flooding that happened in Anambra State in 2022, one of the days that I went to one of the camps, Sea Dogs, they were there, all right? And they came to do intervention. So when we are talking about when it was formed, it was for the peoples, for a good peoples.
Yes.
That was before the devil took over and it became a secret, something that is secrecy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, to the very important question, why do secondary schools students feel it is necessary to become a cultist? Now, every one of you will answer this question. Now you have to be attentive and tell me what the other person did not say. I mean, you're all teenagers, all right?
Yes.
I mean, you have your peers, you know why your peers decide to form and join cultism, all right? So tell us, why do secondary school students feel it is necessary to become a cultist? Let's start with you.
Okay, to gain power.
To gain power. What kind of power?
Power, like moving to the aspect of all these stuffs, of
What kind of stuff?
negative stuffs.
What kind of negative stuff?
These stuffs like killing, like doing rituals, all this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So moving to the stuffs. So like I said, power. Yeah, they gain power when they enter. Like they felt that cultism, like entering into cultism, will make them gain that power. Cause we individuals now we have that fear that cultism, like mingling with them might take our life. So
Okay.
they gain that power. So they
To gain
gain
power.
the power, yeah.
So that other people will be afraid of them.
Yeah.
Be afraid of them. Right?
Yes.
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 Okay.
It's really depends on how the school is or the parental upbringing. Like if someone is not trained well, if you're not giving that parental attention, you feel discriminated, and sometimes it brings about discrimination in schools. Maybe your mother doesn't come, you're depending on the upbringing. Maybe you feel when I join this thing, I'll get power, I'll be highly respected, I'll be feared by my peers, I'll be one in a town, something like that.
Okay, to gain respect.
Yes, to gain
And to feel
respect.
among.
To feel among the others, yes. Not
Okay.
to feel discriminated.
Not to feel discriminated,
Yes,
because
not to-
already the child is already discriminated at
Yeah,
home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And he or she feels that when they belong to a cult, they would now feel that sense of belonging. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. One of the major reasons
You need to speak up.
One of the major reasons is to gain popularity and to attract the opposite sex.
Wow. Popularity. Even within yourselves. Are you not kidding me? Popularity. Go.
Because in some cases, there are some people that may actually be reserved.
Just like you're reserved, right? Go on.
There's some people that may actually be reserved. But when they start seeing that the opposite sex is not attracted to them, they want to feel among all those things. So they decide to enter a cult group so they can gain popularity. Everybody will know them because normally in schools, all the students they know the people in the cult group.
Like, but it's not like if they're in the call group that they're going to be open about it.
No, it's just the people they hang out with.
Okay.
You realize.
As in ndị na-eme eme, right? Ndị na-eme ife, ndị mmadụ ife na-eme, abi? Ndị na-abanye n'ife, okwe? Ndị ma ife a na-akọ. Please, a round of applause for her. Ndị ma ife a na-akọ. Ndị ma ife a na-akọ, right?
Yes.
Okay, ngwa.
Curiosity.
Oh.
Some of them feel like over curiosity have made them like a lot of information have been discriminated that about cultism. So many of them feel like if they join, like they feel like to join to know what's there in cultism that makes people to join them, and also economic hardship. Some parents now, due to their business and other things, they lack to care for their children for one reason or the other, and so, but that cultism, due to oneness of what they do assist their members in whatever they need, and so people join in order for them to feel one, as in to help one another. So
Okay.
making them to, and some of them could not afford for their fees, their higher
School fees.
So they join in order for them
To get help.
From the
Curiosity to get help. Okay.
Lack of parental upbringing.
Okay.
Some parents don't train their children in a good way. Some parents don't give their children much attention, especially during the formative years of the child. Why some of parents who are in cult groups, instead of them to advise the children, creating awareness for their children against the consequences of cultism, they lure their children into cultism.
Okay.
Understand? So lack of attention parents are giving to the children will now be forced by peer group influence to join cultism.
Amazing. Quite interesting. You?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Okay.
When you are in a school that cultism is the order of the day, secondary school that cultism is the order of the day, and you have a good upbringing, like you don't like those kind of things, you will be seen as odd. Like your friend will be teasing you with name like Juma.
Oh, Juma.
You don't know anything. You are not so. It makes some students that lack self-confidence to join.
Amazing. Okay.
Influence from the opposite sex.
Okay.
Like now, we are students. I know that most of this cultism, like these days, is in school that they practice it.
Okay.
Mostly in universities.
Universities and secondary schools as well.
Yeah. The opposite sex. If you have a friend, you always move around with that person. It can reach to the extent when, like, maybe you don't have anything, like all these university people, because of their parents are not there to advise them or to tell them what to do. They like feel free, like nobody is there to caution them, do this and do that one, so they are free to do anything they want. So maybe your friend might now influence you to join that cult group. If you don't want, and maybe when they are like trying to influence you to join that cult group, and they know that you have already noticed what they are doing, they can come and start threatening you. You can die in that process. Like now, because they are threats, they come with threats.
Okay.
Like when they need members, some come with threats, something like that. Or like.
All right. That's okay. Okay.
Lack of self-confidence.
Okay.
Like now, when somebody is being discriminated both in the home and the school, the person might be pressured by his friends or by his classmates to join a cult so as to look tough, as so that as to stop being bullied, because maybe the person might be bullied also in the school.
Okay, the last person.
Security.
Security.
Yes.
Okay.
Join court due to be secured by the court member, because they see the court as a brotherhood things. Like some people that have been oppressed by the senior students or the students that have been in court, join court to be protected and avoid violence by the senior students and others.
Okay, we've heard all the reasons students join cultism, right?
Yes.
In all these reasons, are they good enough to push someone into cultism?
It really depends.
Depends on what, please?
It really depends on the person's emotions and the person's confidence. Because if you are really religiously and characterizedly trained very well by your parents, I'm not sure you have that lack of confidence if you were not discriminated at home, if you were granted good parental attention, if you're not discriminated in school, if your school is of high standard. I don't think you have that urge to join cult for any reason.
Okay. What are the disadvantages of becoming a cultist? Now you're going to say, listen to the other person and don't say what the other person has said. What are the disadvantages? I mean, we found out reasons students become cultists, right? Yes. And no matter the reason, you just told us that once you are well trained, once your parents, they've given you that right background training, no matter the pressure, that you cannot be pressured into, you cannot be tensioned. I like using the word tension. You cannot be tensioned into joining cultism, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the disadvantages of becoming a cultist? You.
I'm moving to the disadvantage. There is a lot of disadvantage in cultism.
Tell us one.
One, untimely death.
Okay. How?
Okay, when two courts crash together, it might lead to the other courts, some of their individual member dying.
Okay. And that will cut off the person's future, right?
Yes.
And also what? Go on.
Also bad image.
Bad image. Give a bad image to the family, right?
Yeah.
Good.
There are many disadvantages.
Give us one.
Like expulsion from school.
Okay.
If you are found out to be a cultist in school, you are going to be expelled, because I don't think there is any school that would like to have a bad egg at the midst of them to corrupt the other.
Oh, beautiful. You. Insecurity, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, like you said, when two couples come and crash together, you want to feel secure because they always fight each other. You will not know when you are safe or when you're not safe. So you need to you'll be so, I don't know.
So afraid.
Yeah, you'll be so scared.
You should be so fearful, because you're fearful about your life, especially when you become a hitman. Maybe you've in the process of becoming a cultist, probably you killed someone. Okay, they will definitely come at you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It encourages examination malpractice.
Okay.
In the Nigerian institution, like when a court member fails in this examination, they will threaten the lecturer in order to give them good grades. With that, the lecturer will not have the courage to say no to them because he or she might be killed at the spot.
Okay.
It leads to mental illness, especially madness, due to the cause of high drugs they do take to be high and active in whatever they do.
You know, okay, so you all actually know that taking hard drugs leads to mental illness.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe one of these days we're going to have that discussion when we know drug abuse, when we know that hard drugs leads to mental illness. What is that attraction to hard drugs for young people? Maybe think about it. The next time you come here, we'll talk about it. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Just go around, make your research. Let's know what is that attraction to hard drugs on teenagers, right?
Yes.
At least we know that hard drugs kill. Go on.
Okay. Destruction of the person's future.
Okay.
Now let's start. Many people join cultism to feel that maybe cultism will make them have a better future, that they will be more famous, you understand? But now, at the point when there's misunderstanding or when there is crashes between the cult members, it's either if the person can run out for his or her dear life, the person has totally become useless because, like my opponent said, this
Which opponent?
like my colleague
Okay.
said about psychological harm. When the person already has mental illness, the person can no longer see something doing, you understand? So the person's future is rendered
Useless. Okay.
Spiritual problems.
Oh.
You know, cultists, when they come in class, they usually kill a lot of people. And
Are you the chaplain prefect?
No.
Okay. Go on.
And they shed a lot of blood. And you know, when someone sheds blood, it brings a lot of calamity upon himself and his unborn generation.
Oh.
So spiritual problem is one of the effects.
Effects of cultism. Okay.
The disadvantages of cultism. It brings about bad image to the family.
Okay.
You know, most of these cult people, they are moving about, and when you see them, they're always tattered. They don't look like people that like come out from a good background.
Yeah.
And seeing them, you already know that something is up because one, they always drop out from school, and some people don't graduate from universities because they know that they are like, some people just hope on it to make their life just something, but it's not good really.
Okay.
Bad image and destruction of one's future. This is because when one is caught doing cultism, the person is being expelled from the school, and when the person is expelled, the head of that university, or let's say the vice chancellor of that university, will call.
Not just university, because we still have cultism in secondary schools. We're not really focusing on universities. We are focusing on secondary schools. All right?
When the person is expelled from the school, I'm not sure that any other school would like to take in a person that has already like tattered himself, because when that person is in that school, nobody would like to stay in that school.
Okay. All right. You?
Drug addiction.
Drug addiction. Okay.
When one being initiated in court, will be given some alcoholic or small Indian hemp to take to high his spirit, or to be motivated on what they are doing, and the one he might be taking the drugs steady, and it will lead to drug addiction.
Yeah. So we now agree, all of us, we now agree that cultism is wrong, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we do what we do. We say what? Say no to cultism, right?
Yes.
Can you just say no to cultism?
Say no to cultism.
Like, say it like you mean it.
Say no to cultism.
Definitely, because we've agreed that there is no good in cultism. All right? And what advice? We're just going to take 30 seconds. Not even up to 30 seconds. Now, advise fellow teenagers like you. Please, don't say what the other person has said. Okay, let's start with you.
Okay, moving, like, if I'm to advise someone, I will advise the person he should stop mingling with bad friends, because mingling with bad friends, you might not know that that person is into cultism, so you have to stay like 500 miles away from.
500 miles away. All right, thank you. And you?
I would advise that a moral education should be added to the curriculum of every secondary school and higher institutions, because the moral education can help to inculcate civil values into the children.
Oh, beautiful.
Even if everybody is hard on you, you have to have self-courage, and you have to be reserved, because you're in school to learn and not to be among high students.
Right? It doesn't matter whether in a meme or you know the meme, right? Good. Okay.
So when I have a friend that belongs in any cult, like maybe I have like.
Do you have a friend?
No, I don't have a friend. I'll try to tell the person that he should live that kind of life, because it will lead him to death, sudden death, or expulsion, or leave him tattered in life, because nobody is going to accept him as a friend, because he's now a cultist member. Whenever they see him, they'll start, they'll generate fear within that person, and the person will run away. So if I have a friend, I'll advise him to be close to God, because when there's God, all things are possible.
Yeah, that right. Okay.
Well, I feel like sports and recreational activities should be provided in school to engage students during their leisure time. So to be free and to exercise themselves rather than joining in bad
Groups, because when they are doing sporting activities, their minds will be focused on that sport instead of focusing their minds on other things that are not necessary, right?
Yes.
Great.
I would advise that you should have self-confidence within yourself. Yes, it really pains to leave a friend, but when you see that that friend is going to lure you or is going to damage your future, you have to develop this self-confidence to leave that friendship, so as to protect your own future.
Oh, beautiful.
Every student should have a focus. You went to school to learn, not to make friends. So even if it entails you not making friends, you have to just stay on your own than being a cultist, because it is easy to be a cultist, but it is hard to get out.
But you can still make friends now. There are good friends. There are good people, right?
Yes, they are good friends.
Good. Go on.
I would like to advise we should have faith in God. We said with
Are you the
God,
chapel prophet? No. Okay, go on.
they say with God all things are possible.
Yeah.
And we know that. As if we have faith in God, not like if somebody say we should join court, we don't have that mind, because we know that we belong to God, nothing else.
Yeah.
So like some people, like their friends, like that's what I said, influence from the opposite sex. Their friends come to influence you to join that thing, but they will not tell you like the things that is in that thing.
Exactly.
And when you enter in court, like when you enter courtism or court, anything, that is when you start regretting, had I know, had I this, that type of thing. But if we have faith in God, we believe that things will work out for us.
Yes, and God will protect us, right? And God will give us the best friends that we need, right?
Yes.
Good.
Knowing one's potential in life.
Okay.
This is because your parents send you to school to go and learn, not to go and join a cult group. Your parents, when your parents will send you to school, they expect more from you. They don't expect you to go and engage in cult groups. And one can even die in the process. This is because during their initiation process, they flog them chains and etc. so that they can make you to feel hard. So that when you are beating somebody, you remember during your initiation process what they were doing to you. And organization of seminars for students in schools. This is because when a seminar is organized in a school for students, they will know the dangers and the consequences, so they will not try to engage in such.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Contentment.
Okay.
One should be contented in what they have, or whether it's the family is and less privileged. You should be contented, because this type of thing leads to quick wealth. Like from court, they will start doing Yahoo Plus, Yahoo, all these stuff.
Oh.
So from them, it will lead to life damnation.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I think you've said it all. And I'm happy. I'm glad that we had this conversation. And this conversation doesn't stop here, because even in your school, I love the fact that you know the consequences of being a cultist. So even in your school, when you meet other teenagers, you still have this conversation with them. And just like you know it now, even when you leave secondary school and you move on to the university, you still share this conversation, share the thoughts, and tell people that we need to do what? Say no to cultism. Like, say it like you mean it. Say no to cultism. Thank you so much for joining us today. And that was a student from Our Lady of Assumption Schools. Say no to cultism. It will never do you any good. Never. Not at all. Not one bit. All right. If you really want to achieve things in life and have a greater future, definitely say no to cultism. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to having you some other time here on 28 Sports Show. From me and from all of us, we say bye-bye.